Hi, welcome back to the Power of Model Drawing. We are going to continue with our model drawing lesson, and you can see that so far the lessons, in all the lessons, the problems that you have tackled, they are quite hard, and they are usually found in the section C. So the only way to solve them, or one of the ways to solve them, is through model drawing. All right, so let's look at problem 1, and once again, let's see how we solve. Now, there were 880 coins in A and B, right? After 32 coins were transferred from container A to container B, then what happens? Container A has 3 times as many coins as container B. So how many coins were there in container A at first? So this is a before and after question. So when you go to P5 and P6, you will have before and after problems as well. So what is unchanged? So in this question, when there's a transfer, the total is always unchanged. So just remember, when there's a transfer, right, the total will be the same. So how do we draw the model? So if it's a before and after problem, then we may want to draw 2 sets of model. So let's have before, right? This is your before, and your container A and container B. Now, when you draw a comparison model, do remember to draw a long rectangle, and the shorter rectangle, draw something about half the length or less than half the length, all right, so that you can really see the difference, all right, the difference clearly. Don't draw the rectangles which are of the almost the same length, right? Try to draw something that is long, and then the other one is short. That is called comparison model, right? Now, there were altogether 880 coins, so you just put 880, and 32 coins were transferred from A to B. Okay, so I can cut here. Cut means you're going to take out, but it's still there, right? The coins are still there. And then B will receive the 32 coins, right? And then what happened? Container A will have 3 times as many as container B. Okay, so you can either join or separate the model, but if you don't know how to join, all right, how to put them in one model, then my advice is break up. Okay, you can break up the model, or you have 2 sets of model, so A and B, which is the after. So how do you draw the rectangle for container A? It will be until the dotted line. Okay, until the dotted line here. Right, that is where that is the number of coins in container A in the end. Then how about container B? Container B will be slightly longer. All right, slightly longer. But all right, that is what you will see. Right, A has become shorter, B has become more. All right, but what is still the same? The total is still the same, which is your 880. Total is unchanged. All right, so where are you now? You are actually somewhere here already, right? You are halfway through the problem. Now container A has 3 times. So do you want to cut into three units? And then container B has 1 very long unit. It looks very weird if you do cut, right? If you want to cut into 3 boxes for container A, it looks very weird. So what I will do is, I don't want to erase and draw, so I will just put 3 unit, and container B has 1 unit, and that 1 unit is very long. Okay, but it doesn't matter, because as long as you have label and indicated your units clearly, you can still solve. All right, now, so how many coins were there in container A at first? So this is your question mark in the before model, and your model is done. All right, now you look at the model, and it has become your question already. So once you draw out the problem, the model becomes your question. So you can see that your after, if you look at the after, you can see that 4 units is equal to 880. So 1 unit will be 880, and then you divide by 4, so your 1 unit is 220. And you can find so many things. You can find container B has how many, which is 220. You can find container A has how many in the end, which is 3 units. So 3 units will be 220, and then you times 3. That will give you 660. And then you work backwards to get how many in container A at first. You take 660, which is over here, and you plus 52, right? So 660, you plus 52, and you will get, okay, so what do you get? So 660 plus 52, you will get 712 coins in container A at first. And you can see the solving is very fast. If you can draw out the model, the solving is actually quite fast. Okay, so this is a before and after problem. So you need to ask what is unchanged, and the total is unchanged. And if the total is unchanged, you add up all the units in the after, which is equal to the total. Then you can find 1 unit, and then you can solve the problem. Okay, let's go to problem 2. Now, a florist had 300 more tulips than roses at first. She then ordered another 50 tulips and 70 roses. In the end, she had 326 tulips and roses altogether. So how many roses did she have at first? So again, this is a before and after. So what is unchanged? Well, everything changed, right? She has more tulips in the end. She also has more roses, right? And the total has also increased. In the last question, the total is unchanged. But in this problem, the total has become bigger. Okay, but we can still draw the model, right? So how do you draw? So you have the before, all right? She had 300 more tulips. So draw a long rectangle for tulips. And the roses, you just draw half the length of the longer rectangle or shorter. Okay? So that you can really see the difference here, which is 300 more. Okay, now she then ordered another 50 tulips and then another 70. So if you like, you can draw some dotted box to show the 50 tulips that she's going to order some more. And then she's going to also order 70 roses, which is over here, 70, right? Okay, all right, so you can see the dotted box in the before model, but it's not there yet, right? She's going to order, but haven't ordered yet. That's why you see the invisible box. Okay, now, then you have the after. So how do you draw the after? So you just make the tulips longer now, right? The rectangle has now become longer, and the roses has also become longer, okay? And in the end, she had 3,260 roses and tulips altogether in the end. So how many roses did she have at first, which is the question mark here? Okay, and your model is done. Okay, so let me just draw dotted lines to show you how to draw the after. So your rectangle must end at the dotted line when you draw the after model. And the roses, where do you draw in the after model? I mean, the after model must be until the dotted line. So dotted line is very useful. It shows you where to draw your rectangle until, right? It means you draw a rectangle until the dotted line. Okay? Alright, now the model has become your question. So how do we find the question mark? Alright, now this is how you do. You cut 50, alright, and you cut 70, alright? So which means that they are, right, in the after model, you have 50 more tulips, you also have 70 more roses, right? Then you think, alright, think. Can you find the total at first? So how do you find the total at first? You work backwards. You take the total in the end, which is 3,260, and you put back, or you throw back the 50 tulips. So you minus 50, and you also throw back the 70 tulips. Alright, 70 tulips, and that will give you the total at first. Okay, so you minus 50, and you also minus 70. And what's the total? Okay, so 3260 minus 50 minus 70. The total at first is 3140. Okay, so let's put down here 3140. Okay, then what happens? Okay, now if you find that it's a bit confusing, now Mr. is going to do some erasing so that you can better understand how to use the model to solve. I'm going to erase away the dotted box, okay, because I feel that maybe it's a bit not necessary. Alright, so let's erase the dotted box so that you can see even more clearly. Alright, so now the total at first is 3,140. So can you find the question mark? Yes, I can. I just cut. Alright, I just cut. Okay, let me just undo, and let's cut into short units if you want. Right, cut away 300. Right, cut away 300, and you will get 1 unit and 1 unit, 2 short units. All right, okay. All right, so you have 2 short units, which is equal to, so when you cut away 300, what happened? the total will become lesser, right? So 3140 and you minus 300, you get 2840. So your 1 unit will be 2840 and then you divide by 2. And you will get 1420, which is 1 unit. Okay, so I know that 1 unit is 1420. So can I find how many roses did she have at first, which is 1 unit. So you solve the problem, right? Okay, so answer, she had 1420 roses at first. So that's how you use the model to solve. Alright, it may be a little hard to draw if you are not good at drawing, but learn to draw out the sentence and learn to use the model, study the model to see what you can do with the steps. Like just now, you can see that Mr. Ong erased away the dotted box. So if you find that you need to erase some parts of the drawing to make it clearer, then just go ahead and do it. Alright, so it is your own style, right? Use your own style to draw and your own style to manipulate the model to work out the answer. Okay, let's go to the last problem. Now, okay, question number 3. And let's read. So, Alan and Jack had the same number of cards at first. Alan bought another 373 cards. Jack lost 23 cards. Then Alan had 4 times as many cards as Jack. So how many cards did each of them have at first? So again, you have a before and after problem. So what is unchanged? Everything changed, right? Alan has more, Jack has lesser cards. The total has also changed. So you're going to have 2 sets of model. So can you combine them together? Can you combine the before and the after model together? Yes, you can. Alright, so it's up to you, right? You want to combine them, then it will be easier. If you want to separate them, then you have to draw a little bit more, right? So Alan and Jack had the same number of cards. So you draw same rectangles, equal concept. Remember, the same number means equal, so there's a dotted line to show the equal concept. Alan bought another 373. Alright, I want to join this before and after model together. So let's join them together. So Alan bought another. So I'm going to extend the box a little bit longer. And that will be 373. And Jack lost 23. So you just cut here. Jack lost 23. So how does the after model looks like? So the after model is going to look like this. So I'm putting the before and the after model together as one. So the after model for Alan will be this rectangle. So his rectangle become longer. Jack now has a shorter rectangle. Alright, so that is how you draw the after model together with the before model. Then Alan had 4 units, or 4 times, as many as Jack. So you can put 1 unit inside or outside, up to you. So how many cards did each of them have at first? So your question mark is to find each person how many at first. And now your model has become your question. Okay? Alright, so what do we do next? Now, the next step is quite easy. Alright, you look at the model, study your model, and always think about whether can you find any difference. Like, look at the units and compare. This is a comparison model. So you need to compare the units, right? Like, how many units? Okay, how many units is this? Okay, how many units? Okay, how many units? That will be 3 units, or maybe I should. Okay, let me just erase something so that you can see better. Alright, take note of the question mark because I would like to erase the question mark to help you to see more clearly. So let's erase the question mark here. Alright, and I want you to look at how I use the model to solve. So if you notice carefully, can you see the red dotted lines? So what's the difference between 4 units and 1 unit? So what's the difference? So you take 4 unit minus 1 unit, you get a difference of 3 units. Alright, of course it doesn't look proportional, right? Your 1 unit is longer than 3 unit, but it doesn't matter because you have already labeled. Okay, then your 3 unit is equal to how many? Well, if I were to cut here, this is your 23. So isn't your 3 units, right? 3 unit is equal to what? 23 plus 373. right? That is your 3 units. So 3 unit equal to 373, and you plus 23, and what do you get? 373 plus 23, you get 396. Then you find 1 unit, which is 396, and you divide by 3, and you will get 132. So your 1 unit is 132. So can you find how many cards did each of them have at first? So let me use a black color. So can you find how many is this? Okay, how many cards did each person have at first? Okay, so you just take 1 unit plus 23. So 132 plus 23, that will give you, Jack has how many at first? And that will give you 155 for Jack at first. And of course, Alan will have how many at first? Alan will also have the same number. So each person has 155 cards at first, and you solve the problem. Okay, so again, you can see that, well, the problem may looks a bit hard, but when you can draw out the problem, it makes the problem actually easier to solve. Okay, alright, so we are done with our model drawing lesson, and we'll be doing a few more drawing lessons, right? Maybe about a few more, several more, and then we will end the model drawing lesson and move on to something else. Okay, but do continue to practice your drawing. Alright, learn to draw out the problem as often as you can. The more you practice, the better you get. Alright, so I'll see you in the next Thursday. I'll see you for our next coming drawing lesson.